My name is CYNTHIA Cleberty, a mother of an 11-month-old baby girl. I am an accountant by profession. So I got married in June, and from the beginning of the marriage I was already desperate because I really wanted a child in the first year of my marriage. So I was really bothering my husband about getting pregnant, but he wasn't perturbed because he felt that at the right time it was going to come. Then in July, in August, I missed my menses, but I didn't know what it actually meant. So I met a doctor, and then she told me to get some pregnancy test kits. When I went to the pharmacy, because I had never bought one before, when I got there, I put my hands on their desk. So I bought it, went home. She told me how it was going to appear. I went home, took the test the following morning, and then lo and behold, there were 2 lines. And so it confirmed that I was pregnant. But I had to go to the hospital, so I did. And I was confirmed pregnant. So that's how I found out I was pregnant. Everything about being pregnant, especially the favors you are given as a pregnant woman. I mean, when you're in a queue going to buy something and everybody is asked to excuse you because you are pregnant. And then the love of family and friends. I mean, friends, I was actually working from home when I was pregnant. So I was home. And then when I'm supposed to go for antenatal and I wear my clothes and I'm going, I ask myself, so is it me? I mean, because before I got married, I was taking care of children. I mean, I really loved children, so I had babysat a number of children. Then it is now my turn to carry my own baby. When I'm going for antenatal and I wear my clothes and I dress up, I'm so happy. I'm so glad that me too, I was going to have a child. I really enjoyed everything because of the support and the love. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, so from the onset, you know, before I got married, I was diagnosed with fibroids. So when I got pregnant, I was spotting. So sometimes I would go and pee and then I'll see some spots, and I was scared from the beginning, yeah. So that was what got me really scared from the beginning. But I went to the hospital and I was given some drugs, so it was okay at a point. I was not spotting again. So my time had passed, my EDD had passed. So I was actually expecting my baby, but the time the EDD had passed, and I was a bit scared, if I should put it. So on Friday, before the Sunday I was going to give birth, on Friday, I actually felt some cramps and I thought it was labor. So I had to go to the hospital. I went and they did the VE and told me no, it was not labor. So I had to go back home, which I did. So that was a Friday. Then Saturday at dawn, I started feeling the cramps. And then I got up and I was praying. So my mom entered my room and asked what's the reason, why, what was happening. Then I told her this was how I was feeling. And I called my sister, my big sister, and then she says, okay, so you wait for a while, let's see how it was going to go. You could go in maybe an hour's time. Then as time passed by, it was the pain was aggravating, you know, and I called my husband because I was with my mom then. I called my husband. And then my husband says, okay, let's call the ambulance to come for you. So he calls the ambulance, and then the ambulance comes and picks me up. Then I get to the hospital and I'm told, you are just 1 cm gone. You are just 1 cm gone. I'm like, wow. 1 cm? Okay. So I was checked in, I was in my room with my husband, and then 1 cm, they would come and check, and they tell me, okay, so after I think 4 hours or 6 hours. I was like 4 cm gone. And then 4 cm, dilation was not progressing. I was stuck at the 4 cm. So they came, the nurses came, the nurses were good. So they came, they were checking me up. Then after 24 hours, I was still 4 cm. And so at that point, you know, when you are in labor and then you are being, the V is really painful, really, really painful. And then they come and then they do the V and it's like, you are not seeing any progress. When I got to 4 cm, I was actually happy. So I'm like, oh, that's for today. You know, it was a Saturday. Then on Sunday, I was still 4 cm. So one nurse came and then she was like, okay, so I'm done with my shift. I'll see you tomorrow. That was on the Saturday. Then Sunday, doctor comes and then we do the vaginal examination again and it's like, I'm still 4 cm. And then he goes like, okay, so baby is still active. Wouldn't want to wait for the heart rate to drop before we do what we are supposed to do. So let's just do an emergency CS. And the doctor says, I'm getting out so that you discuss. I mean, I should reach an agreement with my husband and then we go to the theater. Then I said, okay, fine, it's fine. Let's just get her out because I'm really suffering. And I mean, labor is not progressing, nothing. So I was arranged and I mean, like, I was prepared for the theater. I entered the theater and I saw the lights, the people around, and I'm like, is it me? I mean, because my pregnancy was cool and I discussed with my doctor and my doctor says, okay, so everything is fine. So we're going to, I mean, go through the vaginal delivery. Only for me to get there and realize that there was going to be an emergency CS. Everything just, I mean, the confidence I had and everything just went like that. So we entered the theater and then in about 20 to 30 minutes, my baby was out. In fact, when I was lying down, you know, the numb, your lower part is numbed and then your upper part, that's what the one you are conscious so you can see and everything. So the guy standing at my back, I kept asking questions. I was asking, what are they doing? Is my baby out? You know. So at the point when he said, your baby is out, that was when I was calm. I mean, I came down. I was glad that, I mean, I brought forth a human being. I mean, so they took my baby out and then brought her to me and asked me to give her a kiss and then took her away. I didn't see anything again. I woke up and realized that I was in the ward and I had been patched. And I saw it and I was like, so I'm also going to say one day that this is my scar. I mean, the scar of motherhood. So that's how my labor and my delivery went. I wept. Yes, I wept looking at, I mean, the last minute emergency thing. You know, it was not because of the CS, but for the mere fact that I was alive and my baby was alive. So when I saw her, for me, I already loved my baby and I was talking to her in the mornings and everything. So when I saw her, it was as if I had known her, I mean, forever. Because once the baby is in your womb and the baby kicks and you talk and it's like the baby can hear you. And when I saw her, I was happy. And when I was asked to give her a kiss, that was it for me. I mean, that was it for me. I cried. I cried. Yeah, a lot of adjustments, because you have another person with you. First it was myself and my husband, and even when I was pregnant I could go anywhere. I could just get up and go anywhere. But then I have this tiny human being and she dictates what I do. From the beginning, I mean, with waking up at night, I mean, staying up at night at dawn, breastfeeding. I was not the night type where I'd wake up and even when I was pregnant, I was not waking up at dawn to eat. I was not eating at night. But here I was, waking up, breastfeeding, and the moment you hear chichi, you have to wake up. You know, you couldn't sleep like you used to, and it's a major life changing experience. Yes. And then growing up, she'll sit, she'll crawl, and then crawling and picking up stuff. It means that now you would have to arrange your things in a different way because you wouldn't want her to pick something and put in her mouth. So that's what the adjustments, a lot of them. And now that I am back to the office, I now have to take her to the office because in my office we have this crèche. So you take her to the office and you would have to wake up at 4 or earlier to prepare her food, her breakfast, her lunch. Driving all the way from where we live to is an adjustment. I mean, a big adjustment. So that's it for me. Okay, so you know when you are pregnant, nobody tells you, though we go for antenatal and we are taught a number of things, nobody tells you how the experience is because everybody has a different experience. So I felt that after giving birth, you just put your breast in the baby's mouth and the baby sucks, and then that's it. The breast milk starts flowing. Only to give birth and realize that, oh, you know. And so at the hospital, breast milk was not flowing. And it was a surprise to me because I felt that every woman, I mean, when you give birth, there should be breast milk flowing. Breast milk was not flowing. So, I mean, what the nurses had to do, they did. Even that one, it was not really flowing. So, we had to put her on formula. Yes, when she was born, we had to put her on formula for some time until we came home and then the breast milk started flowing. So the breast milk starts flowing, I'm breastfeeding and everything. Then my breast gets engorged. What is this? Okay, so I'm told, oh, that one is normal. I mean, sometimes your breast gets engorged and it will go. Let the baby suckle and it will go. Then after some time, it's not going. So I go to the hospital and I'm giving antibiotics. I come home, I start taking the antibiotics. Then boom, it's like my breast, you know when you have a boil and then the boil, that's like if I should put it literally, pompona pie and then, with my breast, why? I go back to the hospital and the doctor says, no, this is an emergency, you have to go through surgery. I'm like, what? Surgery? On my breast? He says yes, otherwise it will affect the whole breast. Wow. It was a Thursday. Friday I went and then I was wheeled to the theater and the surgery was performed on my breast, and I'm told this one is called breast abscess. So wow. So after my emergency CS, in less than 2 months I had to go back to the theater for a breast surgery. Okay, so after the surgery, I thought everything was going to be fine. And then I'm told that, okay, so tissues, the breast contains tissues, so it will fill up by itself. As the sore is being attended to, it was going to fill up by itself. I said, okay. I'm told, okay, 1 week, in a week's time, come for dressing. I go home and then in about 3 days, 4 days, I hear a stench. Like I smell a stench. And I told my mom, I didn't know, a buffer me so, you know. And she says, when I'm going to hospital, so we go back to the hospital and the doctor says, Madam, you shouldn't wait for it to be 1 week before you come and dress up the wound. You're supposed to be coming in 3 days. I'm like, how am I supposed to know? Because I was told to come in a week's time. So, I mean, when you tell me I was supposed to have come in 3 days, well, that one was their professional bit, so we just let it go and then they attended to the wound. The first time I saw it, I mean, I couldn't hold myself. And it was all because I was bringing forth another human being. I mean, because I had a baby, I had to go through all this, and I was thinking, my mind was racing. I was asking questions, and then my husband, my greatest support has been my husband. And then he goes like, "Don't worry, you'll be fine. I mean, you'll be fine. This is no big." So, but I was seeing that thing, and I was seeing that it was big. But I mean, all he had to do was encourage me. So he was dressed up, and then we went home. By and by, I mean, it was very difficult, a difficult time for me, because anytime I was going to dress up the wound, I would not sleep. I mean, I could not sleep till the following day. One day I had to call the nurse and tell her, "Me mabium, me mabium," and she says, "Paper Cho, come for me, okay? If for nothing at all, come for me." Then the first one, I mean, the surgery they did was almost, I mean, healed. And then we saw a second one. A second one started popping up. And then for me, I thought that was the breast milk. So we went to the hospital again, and the doctor said, "Go to the physician who did the surgery." And according to the doctor, in his entire practice, he's never seen anything like this before. So go back to the doctor, the physician who did the surgery. We went, and the doctor said, "Wow. So now we would have to push gauze into the hole so that the gauze would soak the breast milk, because it's because of the breast milk. Because the breast milk couldn't flow, it had to look for another way to flow. So we were going to push gauze into the hole, and it was something else. I mean, that day, everybody in the hospital wanted to just wait and see whoever it was that was shouting like a mad woman. I mean, it was, I don't know how to describe it, but it was a very difficult time for me. So the second saw too had to be dressed up, and then gradually, I think it took 3 or 4 months before I was okay. So that has been it. I mean, I'm fine now. So I thought I would know what to do if I gave birth. I mean, that was what I was thinking. What I didn't know was that the children I had taken care of were not mine per se. And so those little things could be the gaps, because now you have yours and every decision rests with you. So I felt I would know what to do. But when I gave birth, I mean, for the first 1 month, I was clueless. And so I was depending on my mom to teach me what to do. So she really did well. She taught me what to do. And then gradually, I would say I came to know, I came to know what to do. Yeah. Well, yeah, because of the surgeries, definitely. But not so much. I mean, I have not grown too big, and I have not grown too lean. In fact, if probably you knew me before, you may not even know that I have a child. Yes, because I've always been a chubby person, if I should put it. So, I mean, my body has not really, except for the scars that I have, which I cover with clothes. Sleep. Well, I was not having too much sleep because I was breastfeeding. But I mean, greater part of the time, how should I put it? At most times, my mother came in to assist. Yeah. So there were times that I would I would, how do I call express breast milk and then put it in the fridge so that when baby woke up, mommy could feed her. Yeah, so when it got to that time where I needed sleep, I was getting it, yes. So you know, one funny thing is you are told that when baby sleeps, you should also sleep. For me, it didn't work because a number of things are put on hold because baby is awake. So when baby sleeps, it is then that you also find a way of attending to the other things. So for me, it didn't work with me. I mean, it didn't work with, and you sometimes would want to sleep, but you lie down and the sleep itself is not coming. So for me, sleep has been here and there, if I should put it. Yeah, sleep has been here and there. Yeah, so I was breastfeeding her on just one of the breasts when I did the surgery. Yeah, so it was just one breast that I was breastfeeding her with. From the beginning, I was not expressing because I was scared that the other one too could be affected. So I was always breastfeeding. It gave me some back aches because I was always sitting to breastfeed. I was sitting to, and even after the surgery, because of the drugs I was given, I was asked not to breastfeed. When she was a newborn, I used to wash every week. Yeah, I used to wash every week. But now that she is older, I mean, we do it in 2 weeks. Yeah, in 2 weeks. For me, I thought that I thought having a child was going to change me so much. But I realized that because I had always been with children, it didn't come as a really difficult thing, except for those peculiar experiences that I had. So I am not really surprised at myself, like having that ability. Yes, I do it with joy because it's something that I was doing even before I got married. So I don't find it really surprising. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm back to work, but the so the joyous part of going back to work is, like I said earlier, we have a crutch. So I go with her and then I come with, and I go to work twice in a week. So it gives me that time to also stay at home and then bond with. And I'm glad because even when I gave birth, when I had my baby, we were home and we have been home all through. So it's been a great experience for me. I mean, to experience motherhood first, and you don't need to think of going back to the office, say in the 4th month. I've been home with her for the past, say, 10 months, yes. So it's been cool. Yeah. So for me, I packed the previous night before the day would go. So I packed the bags. I have her diapers, I have her wipes, I have an extra cloth that would use. And then, so let me take going to work in the morning as an example. So I'll pack her bags in the night, and then in the morning, I put together her food, so her breakfast and her lunch. Yes, so basically I do it a day to when we'll be going out. Yeah. I mean, once you are a parent, once you are a mother, you would want to go any length for your child. I mean, the right way, of course. Yes. So sometimes baby is crying and you realize that there's nothing actually wrong with baby, but you would want to put baby in a position where probably the baby can just keep quiet so that you could do other things. So you would have to find a way. So you dance, you sing. I mean, once you are dancing, she's clapping. Once you are singing, she's clapping, and then she's smiling. So that's it. And you will joke a lot. You joke a lot, yeah. Yeah, of course. So I have a big baby. I mean, her weight was, when she was born, was 3.415. So for me, I bought, you buy clothes and then before you give birth. I bought clothes 0 to 3 and she was just a month old, and then the clothes won't fit anymore. Then we jumped to 3 to 6. 3 to 6 before she was 6 months. So I told myself no, otherwise I'd be wasting money. So I started buying bigger clothes so that when she wears them, but not so big that when you are going out with everybody sees that you have bought oversized. No, but bigger ones that she fits in because she's a big baby. Yes, but she outgrew them quickly, so quickly. Well, I mean, for the milestones I read about, I met them. But those I read about that didn't happen were some of the experiences. Yes. So you read about someone having an experience, maybe probably bed rest throughout her pregnancy. I didn't have it. Probably someone, I mean, spitting throughout her pregnancy. I didn't have it. Someone probably having pains here and there. I didn't have it. I mean, right after, say, 3 months, the first trimester, I was fine throughout. So I didn't really experience so many of the things that I read online. Yes. Sometimes if you would want her to probably come to you and say, Nuna, Nuna, those kind of things. Yeah. But say a name that is way out of her, no, we don't really have any name like that. Okay, so the most challenging part of raising my baby was when at a point her dad had to travel. So when he left, I was left alone with her, and I had to do everything all by myself. When he was around then, he was helping with a number of things, he was supporting. But then it got that I had to leave, and I had to do it all by myself. It was a very challenging moment for me. It was nice, like you are doing two people's jobs at a time. Yes, so that was the challenging part for me. The smile of your baby. The smile of your baby, especially when you are not around and someone has to take care of her. And then you enter, I mean, you come back and you enter the room and she's all smile and she wants to run, like she's running to you, literally. And I mean, the joy alone. And then when, like, you say, give mommy a kiss, and she's just blowing the kisses in the air. I mean, that alone is fulfilling. And when she sleeps and I look at her, I just can't explain the feeling. I mean, I just can't explain. And then you go out and people are like, you have a nice baby, you have a beautiful baby. And I'm like, is it me? Sometimes you are wondering if it is you who has carried a human being for 9 months. So her smile, I mean, the kisses. And I mean, one thing that happened that I was so overwhelmed was one day I had a sprain, and then I was sitting down, I couldn't get up, I was crying. Then my baby comes and then gives me a kiss, and then she's looking at me, and for me I was thinking that she's thinking, I'll give you a kiss so you have to stop crying, like I was in pain, and she's giving me a kiss and she's looking at me and she's doing this and she's, I mean, you are not stop, like why aren't you why won't you stop crying because I've given you a kiss? And for me, I just looked at her and I was like, wow. I mean, I was really overwhelmed. Yeah, I was overwhelmed. Okay, so breast abscess is real. I mean, I went through it, and for us women who are, I mean, in the childbearing age, I think that when you should learn about it. You should learn about breast abscess, okay? Because for me, it was when it happened to me, when I was affected with it. That was when I actually read more about it. Nobody will tell you because it is peculiar to people, but it happens. And so when someone tells me, oh, I've given birth at my breast, I go to the hospital as soon as possible. Because for me to have breast abscess for it to land me in the hospital and through surgery, I mean, you know, and there's this myth. It says, oh, wakeswegu unufunano. I mean, she has belched. Probably you were breastfeeding her and she belched. That is why, I mean, you are having the engorged breast. So if after some time your breast is engorged and is not going, please and please and please see the doctor ASAP, please. And then I would want to thank my husband, I mean, for his support. I mean, he's been there all throughout. I can't thank him enough. He's been my greatest support throughout the hospitals, throughout the surgery. In fact, when we go to the hospital and I'm alone, sometimes they ask, hey, today you don't have anybody following you. In fact, everybody in the hospital knew him at that time. Thank you, babe. I'm so grateful for everything. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and then at Dromo Baby on Instagram, Dromo Baby YouTube, Dromo Baby Facebook.